It's October 2021. After another week of wonderful and fruitful ministry, busy chaplaincy, it's a great reward just to take a little drive, half an hour of drive, and I got myself to one of my favorite parks here in Vancouver. This is the Lighthouse Park, close to Horseshoe Bay and on the way to Whistler, but not far away from Vancouver really. Downtown is right there. Can you see that? Sunny Park and downtown. Yep. Half an hour drive and getting out here to the Lighthouse Park for a little hike. This is a treat really in October month, and as Vancouver and Canada moves into autumn and winter is not far away. Just beautiful here. Too bad the water is too cold. I wish that the water is as warm as it is back in the Caribbean. I brought my tower and my change, but doesn't look like I'm going to jump, and the water is freezing actually. The last few days have been rather cold. At night it drops all the way until 7 Celsius and sometimes 6 Celsius, and daytime 14 and 15. But anyway, no complaint at all, and this is beautiful. Just absolutely stunning. Vancouver is indeed a paradise for anyone that loves to hike, that loves to be close to nature. And in a couple of months, and we'll be able to ski here. And right from downtown, 20-30 minutes drive, you have Cypress, Grouse, and Seymour. So there are 3 ski resorts, and only a short drive away from the city that you can't find it from most other cities. So this is why I love Vancouver. But I have also learned, lately, during my coming back this time, this is my second month only, after having been gone for like 20 some years. And as I say goodbye to Vancouver, I remember it was a hard decision really. I was in tears. Yep, driving down south, to the States, and I started out, in States in Springfield. So I had a wonderful few good years in Springfield, and then of course, God opens up the door in London. I ended up in London for 11 years. And the last 7 years I have spent mostly in the countries all across in the European Union, but also in the Caribbean, in Saint Martin, Martinique, and Guadeloupe, as well as Israel. So there are as many people coming into Vancouver as there are also many people who are leaving Vancouver, and you wonder, why are they leaving Vancouver? Such a beautiful place. Well, it's beautiful, in many ways, no doubt about it, but the practicality of Vancouver can be cruel at times. Vancouver is the most expensive city in Canada. While you have Toronto. Toronto is much larger than Vancouver, but apparently Toronto is not as expensive as far as housing. Housing in Vancouver is terribly expensive. Yeah. Well, you could charter a small tiny boat and hanging out in the Pacific Ocean, and what about go for a fishing trip? That's wonderful, isn't it? Leisure is it comes with so many shapes and forms and packages, opportunities. And going back to being the most expensive city in Canada, one basement in East Vancouver will cost you more than $1,000, and then of course in downtown, a studio will cost you easily, $2,000. Just a studio, and one-room apartment all runs out from $2,500. Two-room apartment, $3,000, $4,000 Canadian dollars. So, that's extremely expensive. And unless you are making, honestly, if you don't make, I would say about $75,000. It's hard to survive here. $75,000 annually Canadian dollars, making about 58 to 65,000 American dollars. It's really hard to survive in Vancouver because the taxes is really high as well. Taxes up here can go all the way up to 55%, and most regular people, paying the least 20-25%. So just taxes alone, it will cost you to make double the amount that you're making right now in order to be able to save some money. So if you have a family of 3 or 4, a single income will be very, very difficult to survive. You are basically paycheck to paycheck, and that's what a lot of people are doing. Vancouver has grown to be so expensive, ever since I left. I remember 20-some years ago, just before I left, the apartments around, just outside of downtown Vancouver is selling for like, 150,000, 175, 225. You could buy really, really nice apartment, and even houses, just running from 250 to 300,000. But now, just apartment, 2-room apartment in Burnaby, you are talking about, 750,000. Goodness me, who can, come up with money like that? So that's one of the reasons. And also, Canada has become, the culture of political correctness. In the past, we boast about the West as being able to, you have the freedom to say whatever you want, It's okay to have differences, and we learn to respect and accept people who are different. What's wrong with that? That's common sense. But now, Canada is unbelievable under the Liberal Party here over the last 6 years or so, Justin Trudeau. You can't even use the common sense anymore sometimes, honestly. It's like I'm complaining about him. But honestly, there are tons of examples I can give you. You can be fired immediately on the spot. You can be framed as discriminative just because you hold a different view. You can easily just say that I'm a supporter of Trump. You will be fired. You are being labeled as extremist. The white supremacies. So isn't it crazy? You name it. As parents, you don't even have right anymore to tell your kids, you are a boy or you are a girl, and let the kids decide for themselves. 6 years old, they have sex, surgery or sex change. Can you believe that? I can go down on and on, non-stop. I better stop here. But anyway, those are 2 reasons, but there are so many other reasons. Especially, this is October. Today is really, really nice, but we have got the last few days cold, wet, and just dark, and in winter time sun sets at around, immediately after 4 it's dark. By 3 o'clock in a moody day, rainy day, 3 o'clock is like, it's like 8 or 9 o'clock, as if. So in winter time, the winter is long here. So that's also another reason why Canadians, a lot of Canadians, and including migrants, in fact, the last many years, every year, Canada is very generous in receiving more than 350,000 of migrants. But out of 350,000 every single year. You have, I would say easily, I read the statistics, it says that about, 1 out of 4 to 5 people will leave. Well, you're talking about, 25% of people, 26% of people will leave Canada after spending, the first 5 years in Canada. They decided that, oh, it's too cold. In Vancouver, it's not so bad. If you move to Calgary, I remember early years when I was studying in Calgary, you wouldn't believe it. Sometimes it can be colder than the Arctic. I've experienced a few winters, trust me, minus 55, minus 60. You won't believe it. Yep. Minus 55, can you imagine? It will freeze your brain out. Goodness me. But among so many other reasons, many Canadians have decided to go to Central America, go down to Colombia, go down to Ecuador, and those are, Canadian dollars can be stretched, so much more. And buying a house, say for example, 150,000 US dollars, a very nice house you could get in Colombia somewhere, even in Mexico. So those are some of the reasons why people are moving away. But anyway, I'm coming back just for a few months to help a friend, and it's great to have a job here, to have a ministry here, whereby my lodging is being taken care of. I'm provided with a car, and I don't make much money, but I'm very grateful that I don't have to worry about money, and don't have to think about buying or paying for mortgages and car insurance. It's fantastic to be a minimalist, after recycling most and everything about, my stuff, and just be contented with one small little 10 kg carry-on suitcase. And I can't say enough, honestly, just a tiny backpack, and this is what I got, this small tiny backpack here. Basically for my day trip and coming out for a little hike. So Monday is a great day after very busy few days and wonderful ministry and one meeting after another, and I count it a great blessing to have the privilege and opportunities to teach the folks here, and being a great nature lover, and every opportunity I find, every so small tiny little room of getting away a couple of hours, like today, and I love coming out here, and thousands of other parks as well in Vancouver. So anyway, just for a little update, and just to say hi, and trust that you are preparing your immigration paper coming to Vancouver. Be prepared if you're coming to Vancouver. If you don't mind gloomy, dark, and as well as long winter. And even in Vancouver, it rains a lot. It's not easy to adjust to rain, and as well as blistering wind at times. So as beautiful as Vancouver is, remember, be prepared for winter, as well as for, very expensive city to live in. To buy a house, get ready for $1.5 million easily. No kidding. So as well as so many other issues to take into consideration. But as for me, I'm not ready to settle in Vancouver for sure, because life is so much more. I love being on the road, spending a few months here and a few months there, that I'm able to connect with so many different communities, as well as being of help. So many churches around, tons and tons of Chinese churches are still looking, for people to come in to help. And although most of them won't be able to pay you, but yet, as far as basic expenses, to be able to cover. Most people think that, I am a millionaire. They think that, I have millions in my bank. But anyway, I live like a millionaire, because, it's like, wow, I'm traveling here, I'm traveling there. The last 7 years I've traveled to like 35 different countries, but I hardly, I wouldn't want to proclaim to be poor here, honestly. As a child of God, I'm not poor, and God is my supplier. You'll be surprised as to how generous God is Generous in a sense doesn't have to be in the material or financial aspect, as he has been. I have no complaint about that. But what about good health? That worth millions, billions. I am so grateful for good health, as well as coming back here to help my friend who is suffering with lung cancer. Boy, yesterday in my speech, she was coughing nonstop. Oh, we ache for her. Our hearts just literally torn apart for her, but we're helpless. Can't do much except interceding and praying for her. So think about it. You have good health now, you have youth, you have freedom to choose to remain where you are, if that's what God is calling you to. But otherwise, get out, because life is short. Life is very short. So I hope that you seize the opportunity and not to be afraid. And getting out experiences are absolutely vital. One day, your children, your grandchildren will be so proud of you. Or you are remaining single like myself, well, you should be proud of yourself as well. Your family and friends. What about that? Yeah, you are not incomplete, by staying by yourself, as long as you know what God is calling you to do. So anyway, just to say hi, but wow, I can't believe that I kept talking and talking. It's already more than 16 minutes. But anyway, greetings again from beautiful Vancouver. For me to hike on and into the forest and big trees and giant cedars, as well as redwoods here. Take care then. God bless.